Hey, this is Sidan, coach of the Sydney Six, bringing you the semi-finals battle for the MBL Season 2. Our opponent for the semi-finals is Hell's Wolfpack and their coach, Wolf. So, the other side of the semi-finals match, the other semi-finals match has already been played. And the winner of this match will be facing the LA Infernapes. So now I'm hoping that would be that would be me, because I want to get obviously win, but I think there'll be a little bit of a it'll be a little bit poetic if I do end up facing the LA Infernapes in the finals again. I'll look, if I make it, I'll probably explain. But yeah. But going into this, first I gotta win the semis, and going to this I was really nervous. I had probably like 5 different teams planned out, and it was hard to choose what to actually go with. But I think I chose the best team. My opponent has a very very balanced team, so that's why it was so hard to choose what Pokemons to use. But let's just quickly check out this team before we go into battle. Okay, so on the right you can see that my opponent has a very like I said, diverse team. As you can see, he's got like Drift Blim and Scrafty, who are like defensively they can take both sides pretty well. He's got some special defense, like some strong specially defensive Pokemons like Gudra and Tentacruel, while having like Crustle. Crustle and Crocodile can take the physical sides pretty well. Crocodile with its Intimidate ability. I've already even mentioned Bronzong, which can take both sides pretty well too. But defense aside, like he has G-Max Charizard, Galarian Darmanitan, Gudra, Crocodile. They all could hit really hard. Scrafty and Crustle can set up and become very dangerous. So yeah, his team is very strong. He can go with lots of different strategies. So my team was really based on how can I minimize his options while trying to hit him hard and fast. Because I don't want him to actually like set up really and gain momentum. So as always, my first Pokemon I'm bringing is Cinderace, Libero with heavy duty boots. Cinderace is not really, this time with Cinderace is not so much gonna be a hard hitting Pokemon. It's just there to support. Court Change is there because he has a lot of hazard options, and Court Change is there so I can like turn it on him. Pyro Ball's just a stab, U-turn for momentum. Super Fang is probably the move I'm probably gonna click the most, just so I can just halve whatever the HP of his Pokemons are. I'm hoping to get it on Pokemons like Ribombee, and like probably Crustle and yeah, so those Pokemons that I think I could benefit just from having that HP really. Ribombee is more that I scare it out and then I get whatever comes in. But with Crustle, like and Crocodile, even Tentacruel, Bronzong, just so I can hit them hard by halving their HP. So I have 112 plus speed. That's to outspeed Charizard and Tentacruel. and I went with max attack, so that way Pyro can still do a lot of damage if need be. U-turn will do some good damage, and the rest just went into bulk. So pretty simple. Crawdon is my second Pokemon with adaptability and choice band. This is probably my win condition, I think. Crawdon, I mean, if I can get pretty much all his Pokemons, in general, all his Pokemons to half HP, Aquajet will faint them all. If not, under Trick Room, Knockoff will faint all his Pokemon except Ribombee. And his two Dark types. Crab Hammer can do the same, except with can't do it on Tentacruel or Goodra. And Switcher is just there just in case I need to like cripple his defensive Pokemons. I went with full attack with Adamant Nature, so maximize damage. I didn't bother with speed because I'm probably out. The only Pokemon that can underspeed me is Crustle and Bronzong, and I feel like if he's gonna bring Crustle, he's gonna go max speed. Bronzong it doesn't have any attacks that can threaten Crawdon, so no point having the speed. I just went with full bulk, full HP. Sorry. For my third Pokemon, I went Flygon. This is probably my other win condition. If I take out Ribombee and Bronzong, his team basically takes neutral damage from Outrage. And in case of Goodra, it's just outright fades to Outrage. The rest of the attacks are, well, U-turns for momentum. The rest of the attacks are just there to hit some of his Pokemons that might resist Outrage, or I just need the Stone Edge is there. It's just I can get a key damage on Gigantamax Charizard. 220 plus speed means that I outspeed Galarian Darmanitan if it has Choice Scarf. The rest just went in, so I went max attack and the rest went into bulk. So pretty simple. Raichu is my fourth Pokemon. This is probably gonna be my lead. I think I went with Focus Sash and Static. There's no point of having Lightning Rod. Focus Sash ensures I can at least survive one of his an early setup Pokemon. So turn one, I'm most likely just gonna fake out, and then Thunderbolt or Surf or Volt Switch depending on the situation. Pretty simple, I think. I went 180 plus speed. That should outspeed his base 100 Pokemons, Tentacruel and Charizard. Full special attack, and then the rest went into HP and a little bit on bulk. So to minimize the damage, it's pretty simple, I think. There's not much to this. Into this. My fifth Pokemon is Slowbro with Regenerator and Colbur Berry. Slowbro has surprised me, like as this, especially in this late stage of the league, of how well it can take damage. And Slowbro is just my physical sponge. Just take physical damage from all his threats. It's the only Pokemon I have that can take that can consistently switch into Darmanitan. So and then on top of that, it can like switch into Crocodile pretty well, and maybe Crustle, and definitely Scrafty. So there's not much to it. Scald is there to just damage his Pokemon. I think also Slowbro, despite Tentacruel not being more of a special attack, Slowbro is probably my dedicated switch into Tentacruel. And despite having his team not really weak to Psychic, I have to use Psyshock just specifically for Tentacruel. The other moves are Trick Room, so I can set up for my Crawdon, and slack off. So yeah, just to keep Slowbro healthy, and I could keep Slowbro healthy through Regenerator as well. So it's pretty simple build, I think. Max defense with bold nature, max HP, basically full physical defense. And my last Pokemon is Togekiss with Serene Grace and Leftovers. Togekiss is there to do some probably early damage, not so much not even so much wall breaking. I mean, if I can get a few ancient powers in and then be lucky enough with the boost, then I think Togekiss can cleave through his team. But it's more there to so I can come in on like Gigantamax Charizard and just hit it hard. I don't think in Ancient Power will faint Charizard unless like I take one hit, Ancient Power, get a boost, and then the second Ancient Power would probably faint Charizard. But if need be, I could Tailwind, and then that could also set up for my Crawdon. Won't outspeed the faster Pokemons, but should be able to outspeed a lot of them. Air Slash, just a good stab. I think only Bronzong is the only Pokemon that resists it, so yeah. And then Roost just to keep it healthy. So and I think despite this is my main Charizard switch in, but I think it will switch in. I would probably switch Togekiss into a lot of the special attackers. Especially I could probably scare off Goodra despite not having any fairy type moves. So yeah. So that's my team. So why don't we actually just go straight into the battle? So looks like my opponent brought G-Max Charizard, Crocodile, Crustle, Galarian Diamantine, Goodra, and Drifblim. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting Drifblim at the time and a little bit caught off guard, but I saw no reason to not lead with Raichu. There's even if he leads with Crustle or Crocodile, I can just fake out into Surf. The rest I probably just Volt Switch. With the exception of Darmanitan, I might try to predict a U-turn from Darmanitan and Surf. Because you'll probably replace it with Crocodile, but yeah, depending on what his first, I had answers for whatever he led with, and so he led with Crustle, and so I mean, simple choice. I just fake out. Hopefully, I can break that. I was like break that sturdy, so I can, but with leftovers, and unfortunately, that leftover just healed up all that fake out damage, so that was pointless. I was expecting a Stealth Rock from him or Shell Smash, so I'm just gonna go Surf. I wasn't expecting to do that much damage, but I got the critical hit. That sturdy survivor does go with Shell Smash, and yeah, I was expecting that, so that's why I went with Surf instead of switching or something. Now I knew I should, if I go Surf again, I should be okay. The only attack that I should be scared of is Rock Blast, but he goes for Earthquake, and with that Focus Sash, it's a simple claim for Raichu. So there goes Crustle, and yeah, there's at this point I'm like thinking, is Raichu worth saving now? I mean, you can deal with Drifloon or Charizard, but at the same time, I think I can over Charizard. I had Togekiss for Charizard. With Drifloon, I could overwhelm it. So I just go Volt Switch or Sack U-turns, and to be honest, I was hoping for the static to activate there, but it didn't. So that was fine. I'm in a position where I can replace whatever, like I can get a Pokemon free with good positioning. So there's Charizard. So since Togekiss is pulling my main answer to Charizard, I switch into Togekiss easily, and I just quickly pick Ancient Power. He decides to Dynamax it, and I should look. Togekiss has been EV'd to survive any of Charizard's attack. I think it should even survive. I think no, I don't think it would survive a Thunder Punch if it was a physical Charizard. But no, he goes for Wildfire, and yeah, I take it, and I go for Ancient Power. Now, I'm kind of hoping I get the boost, but that didn't happen. So yeah, at this point, I don't see any point in preserving Togekiss. I don't think I even have a Pokemon that can just come in easily. I know. I was thinking whether I can preserve Togekiss, but yeah, he's most likely going Airstream, and I don't think any of my Pokemons can just easily take that. So I decided to sack Togekiss at this point. So it comes to Airstream, and yeah. So there goes Togekiss. At least I avoid getting one of my Pokemons for the Wildfire damage for one turn at least. So I got Cronut, easy Aqua Jet. I don't see him wanting to switch at this point, so I think he will just sack Charizard, which he does. Unfortunately, you know, I do get the damage from the Wildfire, but nothing to it, I guess, really. At this point, we're just trading, I think, and I'm fairly. Oh no, I'm not that comfortable with trading, really. I need to start thinking of how I can overcome his team, because he does have, I think, the stronger offensive pressure. That Darmanitan is just going to cleave through my team. So I was thinking whether I should sack Cronut to get a Pokemon in for free, but it made more sense just to go with Slowbro. Should be able to take, you know, sit, and it'll allow me to gauge if it's Choice Band or Choice. Oh no, I already knew it was Choice Scarf. So took the Choice Scarf like U-turn pretty well. And I was curious on what his switching was going to be. It was most likely going to be Gudra, and I can't remember if he actually does go Gudra at this point. No, he goes Drifloon, which was kind of surprising. But at this point, I think normally I would have left Slowbro in, but I had no idea if. But Slowbro is weak, and I need to preserve it for Darmanitan, so I couldn't risk it. I switched it to Cinderace, because I didn't know what he was going to do, so he went Thunderbolt, which Cinderace will take it. At this point, obviously, I put a lot of stock in Super Fang, but Super Fang doesn't work on Drifblim, so I just go with Pyro Ball, see what kind of damage I could get. And I do a large amount, actually more than I thought I would, because yeah. So and this kind of tells me that it's probably more on the offensive side than defensive. but that strength sap did not help. So at this point, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I honestly think that my best plan at this point was I was considering what Pokemon's the only Pokemon I can think of is Crawdon can do enough damage to Oko Drifblim, but in order to do that I need to Trick Room. So I U-turn into Drifblim, but Drifblim used Calm Mind, which, I mean, I wasn't sure what I could do then. I do decide to go Slowbro because I'm thinking if you go Slowbro, I can double into Flygon, anticipating a Thunderbolt, and I could probably just get some good damage in with Flygon, because I knew Flygon has Stone Edge and it has Crunch, so yeah, just double in, anticipating the Thunderbolt. But unfortunately, he does not go with Thunder. He goes for another Calm Mind, which has me really worried now, because he's a +2 special attack, +2 speed. It outspeeds everything. At this point, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I just Crunch, hoping I'll do that, and actually, to my surprise, Crunch actually went first. I know I am Choice Scarf, but I didn't think I would outspeed Unburdened Drifblim. So obviously I immediately go for another Crunch, and that's after I survived the Shadow Ball, which was also a surprise to me. So yeah, I think I got lucky there, to be honest. I was not anticipating that result. But I am stuck with Crunch now, and at this stage, Crunch is not going to affect any of his Pokemon that come in at this point. It's not going to threaten any of his Pokemon, so I need to switch out. I need to preserve Flygon for Goodra. I really don't have a lot of options for Goodra. The only other one is Knockoff from Crawdon, so I switch into Slowbro. It's now at full health because of all that, and I take that U-turn again. At this point, I'm anticipating Goodra switching. I see no reason for him to go. No, actually, I could see him go Crocodile and use Knockoff, but I do have the Cold Berry, so I wouldn't be too worried. But he does go into Goodra, and I wasn't sure what he was going to go with, what move he was going to use with Goodra, but I decided to go Cinder Ace with the intent of sacking it. So he does go for Draco Meteor, which no, I can move that. That's fine by me. Does get the critical, though I don't think it actually matters. So, and at this point, I'm thinking I can go Flygon, or I can set up for Crawdon, because if I can get Crawdon in, I should be able to just easily like defeat the Crawdon should be able to cleave through the rest of his team. So I immediately Trick Room, knowing that Hydro has no attack stack to put. Could feint Slowbro, and the Trick Room comes up. At this point, I'm like, I can't switch into Crawdon, knowing that he's most likely going to U-turn, so I just Scald, hopefully burning it, but I didn't get that burn, so take that U-turn, obviously. And I'm actually in a precarious situation now because I actually don't know what. I actually don't know what he's gonna do with Gudra. I outside of Trick Room, Flygon could beat Gudra, but since I just used Trick Room, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Because outside of Trick Room, I need to, Flygon's only effective against Gudra outside of Trick Room, but in Trick Room, Crawdon is better, so I do decide to sack Flygon. And to my surprise, he actually goes Draco again. So I didn't expect that, to be honest, and yeah. And suddenly now I have 2 Pokemons against his 3, but I have Crawdon in Trick Room now. So I decide I'm in a precarious position now because if I'm locked into I'm choice banded. If I lock into knockoff, I would defeat Gudra, but you can then bring in Crocodile. But at that point, obviously, I think that's bad. I wasn't gonna. I was thinking whether I should anticipate the switch into Crocodile, but that was fine by me. I think there was no reason to just not go with knockoff, and I get the crit, but according to my damage calc, it shouldn't have mattered. I did talk to my opponent after, and he did say he was a bulky Udra, but it was gonna OHKO even with full HP investment and like even about up to I think 80 defense would have slow code. So I don't know, but I switched to Slowbro anticipating like a close combat or so. Yeah. At this point, I'm like, okay, you can either knock off, which I will survive, and then go into Trick. I was safe to get Trick Room in. But the fact that he switched tells me that he was what's it called? Choice banded. So I don't know, because that damage was too low for me to check what kind of damage, if it was choice banded or not. Can't be choice scarfed because Domain 10's choice scarfed. So I do go for slack off. I was anticipating already a U-turn, but at this point I'm like, okay, I can just, you know, scold and slack off for days on end, really. So I just decide to scold, and luckily I get the burn. I mean, I was just gonna click scold and knock off, slack off, like alternate between them, and I would have eventually got the burn. So either way, I just slack off so I can keep my Slowbro healthy, just in case I need to do another Trick Room. And obviously with that burnt earthquake, just take it easy. Yeah. At this point, I'm actually feeling really comfortable. Just decide to scold. I know Trick Room's gonna end, so Crocodile would do attack first in the next turn, but at this point, I'm 2 against 1, and both my Pokemon have super effective damage against Crocodile. It is not intimidated. It's not intimidate Crocodile, and if it was Slowbro, wouldn't be affected by it. So I do go for the Scold. I thought there's no point in you doing Trick Room at this point. I do have Aqua Jet. If it's like Aquajet should OHKO Crocodile at full HP even without the damage from Skull, but I just use Skull. That goes for knockoff. I mean, why not? Gets rid of my Slowbro. He is Moxie, but at this point, I've got the match. The only way I could lose is if I misclick and don't click Aquajet, but I don't make that mistake and I click Aquajet. I don't know whether he was thinking whether knockoff was going to do enough damage, but at this point, yeah, Aquajet wins it for me. And with that win, I make it to the finals of the MBL. So I'm super excited, and yeah, I am I can't wait. I'm a little bit nervous because my opponent is it's going to be a very tough opponent. Even though I have beaten him in this league before, LA Infernapes, but he does have a very different team now. And I know I said earlier in the video it's kind of poetic. I think I'm versing him in the finals. I'll explain that next week, I guess. But yeah, that's the battle, and next week will whether I win or lose is going to be my last video for the MBL, because next week will be the grand final, and it will be against the LA Infernapes. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment if you think how I could have improved my team. I did win, but you know, it did come to a very close game, and look, props to my opponent. He brought a very strong team, and it could have easily gone his way. I think the fact that my Flygon outsped Driftblim caught both of us by surprise. I think if he knew Flygon was going to outspeed Driftblim, he would have just used Strength Sap instead of Shadow Ball, and I would have just lost then and there. But I mean, by all intents and purposes, he would have known. There's no reason for Flygon to outspeed Unburdened Driftblim. I'm actually even surprised if my Choice Scarf Flygon did outspeed it. So I should have asked what the speed on Driftblim is, but what can we do? But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. I already said all this, didn't I? If you wanna follow be up to date with the final match of the MBL, or you wanna follow my progress through another league I've been doing, the VGC league, the WWA, or the Weird Weather Association, you just the best way to do that is to subscribe. Otherwise, I do leave my league videos at the same time each week. So until the next week's video, have a nice day and bye.